We are back at it again here with another video with Invest for Tomorrow. To all the first time viewers and investors, welcome to the channel. To all the subscribers, welcome back. All I ask for in return is for you to smash that like button to let me know you watch this video. Helps out the YouTube channel and lets me know you appreciate the time and effort I put into making these videos. So here we are with ATER. It keeps on pushing up higher. We're going to look at the data together and how this movement is happening and what it's showing on 42 vision on the 30-minute and on the 1 day. But before we break down the data, I want to share with you guys the home run opportunities I mentioned this morning over at the Discord. And if that's something that interests you, check out the link down below in the description. We look forward to having you join us, and we're going to jump right into it here with ATER. So the home run of the day was spectacular, even though the S&P 500 index continues to struggle to get back to all-time highs and is sitting sideways currently, and portfolios are sitting sideways as well as in the red. I will continue to look for opportunities daily, and that is something you can become part of as well. Check out the link down below in the description to the Discord, and by joining, you'll become part of a growing community of investors, all looking to learn and grow together. So the stocks I mentioned this morning were BKYI, VRDN, and NNVC. Now this one was the home run of the day. A lot of members were talking about it. They shared with me the news. I couldn't find any updated news. And then this turns out to halt for 3 hours straight. But after halting for 3 hours straight, this turned out to be explosive to the upside after dipping after the unhalting, right? Hitting the 470s and took off to a highest point of 60% plus, guys. This was phenomenal. I mentioned it in the pre-market, sitting sideways, pulled back, and took off. The other opportunity was BKYI. Talked about it in the pre-market, jumped up 5 to 10%, pulled back down, did the same thing, and throughout all the volatility, it had multiple jumps of 5 to 10%, but hit a highest point of 15% plus, as well as VRDN in the pre-market started to pick up pace, pulled back down, and took off for 15% plus at its highest point within a matter of 30 minutes. Same thing with VRDN and BKYI. This all happened in a matter of a few minutes, and I'm sure that NNVC would have been the same thing even if it wasn't on halted. But since it was halted for 3 hours straight, it took 3 hours for this one, but after getting on halted, it all happened in a matter of 15 to 30 minutes. So if you want to become part of this, you're more than welcome to join us. Check out the link down below, and we look forward to having you join us. Let's jump into these charts. So here we are with ATER, and before we break down the charts here on the 1 day and the 30-minute, we're going to look at all the data that is showing signs of strength from a squeeze, okay? So some of the squeeze is in the works already or probably starting to form. And the reason why I say this is because of the data, how the days to cover is going higher, and if it continues to go higher, it could be explosive beyond what we've seen, because we're seeing things move really fast up and then come right back down, and that has to do with momentum from the bulls, but also I believe personally the shorts are covering, some of them, not all of them, but they're covering really fast and then repositioning themselves. And we're going to look at the data together that goes to show that. So the first thing is the short squeeze score keeps on getting lower and lower. I mean, this has been the number one short squeeze score for about 2 weeks now. It's at 96.91. Borrow fee rate keeps on going lower. It's now 93%. And then we have here days to cover 0.13, and short interest is 35%. So if you guys remember, it was 36%. So some shorts have covered. That's the first data here that I see that goes to show that some covering has happened. And I've explained to you guys that due to the fact of the days to cover being so small, right, it's actually allowing the shorts to go ahead and get in, get out, and reposition themselves to short at a newer level. So it gives them that flexibility, which doesn't make the short squeezes as big as we've seen them. But the days to cover keeps on getting higher. It's gone from 0.06 all the way to 0.13. That's a pretty big move. That's 2x of a move. So the short squeezes could get larger and larger from here if the bulls keep on pushing the shorts to cover. Now, you could see here we had 0 short shares available yesterday. Now there's 10,000. So some covering has happened, and that's from the last 28 minutes. And then we have here short shares is going higher today, okay? Excuse me, from yesterday. So yesterday there were some shorts actually active. The higher this keeps on going, the short volume, that's going to be interesting as well. But the 2 days before that, it was actually at one of the lowest points that we had seen in almost a week. So ATR, there are some shorts covering. The short interest went from 36% to 35%, and days to cover has changed from 0.06 to 0.13. The higher the days to cover comes out to be, the bigger the push could be to the upside. The other thing too now that I'm not liking is the borrow fee rate is going lower, giving more leverage to the shorts to be able to borrow at that fee rate and actually being a discount, because the higher the borrow fee rate, the bigger the pressure as well, mixed in with the days to cover. There's a lot of variables that comes into play when it comes to short squeezes, but we are seeing these mini runs, and those are shorts eventually covering with the bulls pushing it up higher. So if the bulls can keep on holding this up and pushing away from $9, pushing away from $12, and breaking today's resistance level, they could be on their way up to newer highs, new resistance levels, and eventually forcing more shorts to cover. But the goal is not to allow them to cover and then reposition themselves as shorts. We want shorts to cover and turn from bears to bulls, and that's the goal right here. And we are seeing strength to the upside, creating that staircase effect, right, from those lows. And if it could just continue, it could just keep on pushing higher, and that's the part that we are looking for here as investors, and the bulls are watching very carefully. So on the 30-minute, we have seen the shifts I've talked about, and we are seeing the strengths. Now it's actually going into weakness, so this is something to watch with 42 vision. But when you look at 42 vision on the 1 day, right, we were seeing this kind of slope into a sideways action, and it almost was like leveling off. And now we're seeing that uptrend, right? Things are spiking back up. So if this transitions, right, from dark green to green, like we could see right here, and it can continue, the momentum is going to continue going higher. They need to break through the resistance level of 1411, and that's based off the 1 day. And on the 30-minute, the highest point of the day was up here at 1405. So not 1411, but 1405 needs to be broken through and turn into a support, so that the bulls can keep on pushing up higher, reach newer resistance levels, and force the shorts to cover. If that is accomplished, the next point of reference is up here at 1741. But there's ways to go to get there. But this momentum here is strength so far. And as long as they can continue that trajectory and the bulls keep on pushing the shorts to turn from bears to bulls, it's going to put more pressure on the bears, the shorts, and the bulls are going to keep on pushing higher, and we're going to see some momentum. But keep in mind that the short squeeze is due to the fact of such a low dates to cover, right? This is still pretty low. We are not going to see them as big as they were before. That's why we're seeing them come out in small amounts, right? Jumps of about $2 to $3, jumps of about $2 to $3, and we'll have to see if it can continue. As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and let's make some money.